Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of California Saltwater Fishing. We are out here in Ventura Harbor fishing on the Pacific Dawn. As you can see, it's a beautiful late June day here, just waiting for the boat to get back into harbor. Calm winds and looking for some very calm seas. As you can see, it's a beautiful harbor just to hang out in. We made our way out to Santa Cruz Island, and it was about maybe 3:30 in the morning at this point, and they already got the squid lamps out. And so I went on ahead and put on one of my squid snagging rigs to help get a couple extra in the boat. As you'll see later, the nets did a lot more work than I could do, but you always want to get out there and help, and every extra live squid could end up being a extra white sea bass on the boat. So whenever you get the chance, just make sure that you get out there and do what you can do to help the deckhands. But it's a pretty trippy sight, especially if you've never seen something like this before, seeing the spawning squid just showing up on the side of the boat like that. It's very eerie but calm sort of feeling. So just hanging out at the rail, making squid, enjoying the peacefulness of the calm part of the morning before things started to get a little bit crazy later on, as you'll see. A couple of the videos I took ended up being in time-lapse photography, so I did have to slow them down, but luckily this one was in real time, so you can get a sense of what the guys have to go through in order to get the squid onto the boat that we'll need to use later. And as you can see, this is a much more effective way of doing that. Here's that time-lapse photography issue I was telling you about. We did manage to slow it down so you can get a better sense of the fight. So sorry for the jitteriness of it, and looks more like a action film sort of thing anyway. So hopefully you can bear with me and enjoy what's going on. This was the first white sea bass hookup that I had in the early morning hours, the first legal white sea bass hookup that I've ever had. So it's a pretty solid fight, and I had good enough sense here in this initial fight to move the fish towards the bow and get away from the stern. In a later video, you'll see where I lost one of my fish. I ended up hooking up 5 times, landing 3 out of the 5. So only lost 2, which is pretty good odds. And luckily they were just coming through. There was no stopping them, and they were looking to eat. So we put that live squid on a dropper loop with a 5/0 Aki twist hook, and I was using a 8-ounce sinker to get down to the bottom, and that was pretty much all that you needed to get hooked up. And the captain here is helping me land this fish. He was doing a great job sticking with me. I told him it was my first fish, so he, I guess, put a little extra attention to make sure that we didn't lose this beauty. And beautiful fight. And here on 40-pound test with a 40-pound of Spectra with a 40-pound fluorocarbon leader. And right now you're going to see the fish come up here in just a second. So we'll stop the frame real quickly to get you a sense of the fish. Nice, beautiful fish, weighed in at about 25 pounds or so can't complain. For a first white sea bass, it was pretty awesome. And the crew, I can't say enough good things about them, did such an exceptional job. They were always in a good mood. I don't know, maybe just because we were catching fish put them in an extra good mood. And they were very helpful, very energetic, very willing to get out there and get in the mix with you and do what it had to be done to get these fish landed. So we got the hook out of that one, and I made my way back to the bait tank to bait up again and try to go for a second one. The second one didn't come for quite a while. After that one school breezed through, everybody who got hooked up, but those who didn't just had to try again for the next one. But that's the key with this, is just making sure that you're in the water as much as possible. And here's that fish that I just landed. And here we go. I was actually using a jig on this one, a Tatty 45 with that realistic wrap pattern. It was a squid pattern, and as you can see here, the fish coming up on that. Nice, another one in the 24-25 pound range. Beautiful white sea bass. Hooked him up on that Tatty realistic wrap lure. It was the only one I could find when I was over at Longfin tackle, and it was the only one that they had that sort of patterning on it. Looks kind of like a squid. We'll get a picture of it here in just a minute. On the white side of it, I actually put some glow tape to help, as much as possible. And on the bottom of the lure, I went ahead and pinned on a squid just for a little added bonus. But they actually were pretty impressed on, the crew, because no one else had, landed one recently with that. So you can see there's that lure, and the back side of it put a little bit of glow tape, and you can see the front side of it has like a squid sort of patterning. And as soon as I dropped it down, actually the first fish that I hooked up with that I lost, but then luckily I was able to get this second fish, and I figured, why not go out there and try for another one. So I went ahead and pinned on another squid and went for it. There you can see that glow tape piece that I put on the back, and there you can get a better sense of the lure itself. So it was a pretty cool lure, worked pretty effectively. And I've heard that the white sea bass like to go after those types of lures where you pin on another squid, because it looks like two squids that are mating. So they figure, I can get two for the price of one. And like I said, I got two hookups on that. These fish have real soft mouths, so I think the first one, it just ripped through the jaw and just came right out. But the second one, the jig was set a little bit deeper, so I was able to get that one on the boat. And here we go with some of the carnage. As you can see, a full kill box of fish, and this was on the second round, the second wave that came through. So they were pretty filled up and ready to get those loaded into the freezer holds down below.
I got a line tangled on me.
And this fight I'll let speak for itself. I ended up losing the fish, but as you can see, this is a better idea of what the fights are like, and when you got a hot rail with everybody hooking up. So enjoy.
Go under me, dude. I got someone tangled on me bad.
All right, kind of. Oh, give me. Hey, who's over there? Let's see the front. Let's see the front.
Got it.
Fire! I need help. Yeah. Love it. Yeah. All right, good. There's a line. There's a fish on a line.
That's just going.
I feel it's rubbing on something. Here you go. Here you go. What's up with this line?
Just make sure we don't get tangled.
Yeah, four quarter. Yeah, four quarter. Yeah, four quarter. Get him, got him, son. Yeah. There you go. Woo. Yeah, tell it. Right. Hey guys, take care of your fish, guys. Slap a tag on it, please. What's going on here?
I'm tangled up on this guy.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, Jesus. Okay, give me a third. Deep color. Back up, guys. Take it out of here. Up there.
Look at this big boy.
Four quarter color. Dave, go underneath and over top. Underneath and over top of his. Yep.
Very nice, Mike.
Get together. Put your rods in here. Got a baby. Yes, this one. Got a boy. See there? You see rod? Let go.
Hey. Yes, sir.
Here, grab your rod. Grab your rod. Here.
There you go, fish.
I'm still on in there. Get tight to your fish.
Love it.
Okay? Back up, Dave. Back up. Let's go around the corner. Both you guys. Doug, is that this line? That's this line. Is it? Yeah. Yeah. We need to get.
Oh shit, lost my fish. God damn it.
I need to get. Back up there. Back up. Oh.
I lost one too, man.
So as you can see there, lost the fish at the boat. Heartbreaking moment, but it happens. And I can't complain because I'd already gotten 2 legals on board and I was going for my third. After this, I just went back to the bait tank, hooked on another squid onto my dropper loop rig, and went for it again. You don't see it, but right after I stopped recording, I know it's terrible timing, but right after that I ended up hooking into my third white sea bass for the day, which ended up being the smallest of the bunch, but still not a bad fish. But that's part of the breaks, and the key thing is just keeping a good attitude about it, not getting too upset over it. Say a couple expletives and pin on a new squid and move on and go ahead and give it another try. So here you can see pinning on that squid, pin it in through the back, and just a second time with that, making sure that barb gets through so it holds on a little tighter, and then make your way back to the rail, drop it in again. There's my buddy Ford hanging out at the rail working for it. Figured let's go for it again and give it another try.
Oh. Yeah, he was close too. God damn it.
So then we made our way out to do some rock fishing after most of the boat ended up getting limits. Everybody seemed to get at least 2, if not 3. Some guys even got 4. And here are some of the rockfish that I ended up bringing up. Got one nice red and quite a few nice starries and a barber pole. That's the smaller of the 3 fish. And, still a decent size. It was about 16 pounds. And here's some of the larger models. These are around 24, 25 pounds a piece. So not bad. And of course, some of the fellas I was fishing with, we got Ford and JP there. Awesome dudes, all around awesome trip. Great crew, great folks to fish with. Excellent conditions. And the fishing was awesome too. So a 10 out of 10, about as good as they get. So thanks for joining us here. Like and subscribe, and looking forward to seeing you guys on the water next time. Thanks, fellas.